There is a virtual world, but the people and experiences that they share are very real. One of the things about there that I liked the most was that once you became a part of the community, you could fit in anywhere. We're all equal, and we all cared about each other. Darians came from all sorts of real-life backgrounds, but at the card table, on the buggy track, or any other event, a true Darian was welcomed. People outside of there may scoff and say it was just a game and to get over it, but I challenge them to imagine suddenly learning they could no longer play golf or go bowling. Imagine never being able to hang out with friends at a coffee shop or attending a concert. We Darians are losing all of those things and more. Sure, there are other places we might someday find something similar, but in there, you log on and it was like walking in the door at Cheers and hearing the crowd shout your name. Just like any activity in real life would have pins or jacket or souvenirs from events attended, we could collect things from our shared experiences, but we don't get to keep those trophies and prizes. Life is not over, but it is certainly different. We are losing our local hangout, and when we do, it will be as if it never existed. It didn't burn to the ground, it didn't move, it will just simply vanish. We Darians are a proud people, and we will keep in touch. We don't want pity, but we do want understanding.
Hi, Extra Sexy here. Also the voice of Rumrunner X, and the voice behind the Babs avatar. So I'm a Rumrunner, I'm a Babs captain, and a Darian. This is my home, and this is the place I was able to find the support, the strength, and the great friendships that I needed when I couldn't get them in real life at the time. And I just wanted to say goodbye. I will always remember the good times, and I will never forget you, my friends. Thank you there.com, and good luck to my fellow Darians.
Let me see, March 9th of '04 is when I started this game, and ironically it's going to die on my first avatar's birthday. But let me say that my best, how do I say it without getting teary-eyed, is when I became an IG. I tried for a long time to become an island guide because I was tired of hurting the newbies, tired of how do I say it? And so I decided, well, let me see if I can take all my experience in game and use it to help out the people that are in game and show them the game that I've come and so, how do I say it? Came to love, and I will miss it. And I wish everybody that's watching this a good time. Bye.
Kiva and I are married in real life and are caregivers for an individual with mental disabilities who lives with us 24/7, 365. There.com has given us the opportunity to leave work, go out dancing together, and go for drives together. One of my favorite memories was when our 6-year-old daughter put on a Pete Bunny prop, and our 4-year-old son, both registered users of There, had a paintball gun and had a total Elmer Fudd Bugs Bunny moment. Being the queen of Stalwart Village and living in a one-of-a-kind castle has been a dream come true for me. There.com has helped me quit smoking 15 months ago. I didn't want to leave the conversations to step outside, so I credit There to assist me with that, and no, I am not planning on starting again. The people are the most important. They are the best. Please stay in touch.
Only thing I can say is, to me, this world is not about the money or anything. It's about the people. I've met a lot of great people here on There.com. A lot of them have stolen my heart. Most of them are the handicapped and the kids. I've got one. I had a little girl that her mommy and daddy and her have been in the game for almost 6 years. Her mommy passed away 2 years ago, and she IM'd me. And it broke my heart because what she wanted to know is why Michael Wilson was taking the only thing she had left that her mommy made her, and I had spent 3 hours trying to tell her it wasn't all that was left of her mommy. It's the people that can't get out in the world that have enjoyed meeting people in here, and this is their life. And so There.com to me is just about the people. And there's got to be a way somehow that something can be done to save this world for these people.
I would have to say my favorite memory in There.com is when I got premium because I came from VMTV, so this was kind of new to me. And when I first got premium, I was all excited because all my friends were on here from VMTV, and yeah, I guess that's really the best memory.
Hi, I'm Gidget1969. I started there in June of 2006. I've met many friends. I've lost friends that have passed on. But the one special person in my life has been Barrage. We've been there a couple for 7 months, and we're a couple in real life. And I love him, and I've made some wonderful people, and I'm really going to miss this place. Bye there.
Hi, I'm Kilala. I started in there in August of 2002 in private beta, and I've got a lot of memories going all the way back to those days when we were only on OTE and exploring and actually renting a house, and it was only for a month or so, but I got my first dog, and we didn't get back in until we went with the public beta in January of 08 or 03, and one of the first people I met at that point was Jade, and we started hanging out, and we got into a group called the Night Owls, and I feel that we were probably the first real explorers because we would stay in after hours, and there were back doors into there and ways that you could put yourself in kind of a sleep and keep being able to log back in. And we explored everything, and we found all the little Easter eggs of Clucky and the temples and all the fun little bugs that you could do, where you could have a tree with a whole bunch of heads sticking out of it and creating dancing moves out of emotes. And I'm really, really, really going to miss there. It's been a big part of my life. It was a very tumultuous time in my life when I started on there, and my life has turned around and changed tremendously over the last almost 8 years. And hearing that there was closing was a very, very sad time for me, and I'm going to miss everybody. I've made some really good friends.
Well, I'm on PalPack. I've been on game for 4 years. I love this place. The exploration is just absolutely excellent, and I'm going to really miss it when it's gone. Miss all my friends on Duda Beach, the Streakers group, and the people I've met in Cosmo and everywhere else. It's going to be a sad day for everybody.
What there means to me. My real name is Carol Mormon, and back at the beginning, a woman named Dink came to me and a bunch of other women through an email group that I was in, and she was working for there and invited myself and many other people to a 300-person beta testing. It was before it went public. And through that, I made some incredibly good friends. One of them is Darla, which is Kilala here. She has been with me since the very beginning of there. She's seen me through good and bad. When I was ill recently, I was unable to make money in there or participate in keeping our house together. And through the kindness of many, many people in there, they gave it to Kilala to keep our home going, which we called it a little bit of heaven on earth. The most fun I've ever had in this was making paths in the sky where we'd stack signs. And I made, over Duda Point, I think it is, we made a place called Heaven. And it really was heaven. People would come up and visit us, and that's where we'd always log out and log in, and it was fun. We did a lot of, there were no games and things back then, and we would make up games. We made I remember a soccer game late at night. We had a group called the Night Owls, and we would play soccer and make movies and just really, really have a lot of fun. And I am going to miss it, even though I have not been on a lot. it was always something that I knew was going to be a consistent in my life. I could always go back and meet people. And I'm really going to miss it because that was such a big part of my life for so long. And I hope that I can stay in contact with more people when we shut down tomorrow night.
Well, I don't have a whole lot to say other than been here almost 4 years. It's been a trip around the sun. The best part of it was being an island guide and making it to perpetual guide. I just want to wish everybody well, and I hope we meet somewhere along the way. Good luck, everybody.
Hi guys, Smoking E here. I just wanted to say, sad thing, very sad thing. I'm gonna miss Dare.com quite a bit. All the designing, it was great fun, challenging, figuring out how to do the Gmax and all that stuff. And all the help I had from everyone, all the friends, everyone I met on here. Hopefully everyone can get everyone's email address and stay in touch, because obviously we're not going to be able to do it here anymore.
So what I found unique about there that I haven't seen really in a lot of other places is, the avatars are so natural and expressive that you really are able to connect with the people. And it's been interesting because I've gone to several of the real-life gatherings, and when you meet the people there, it's like not meeting them for the first time. It's like you've already met them before, and you just even without introducing yourself, you know who the person is, and it's really testimony to how how much effort they put into making the avatars natural. I'm really glad that I got to go to all the real life gatherings, because it was a lot of fun and got to meet a lot of great people. So kind of miss doing all that. And of course it was great being able to work for there. I actually lived most of my life on the East Coast and ended up moving to California and kind of stalking the company until they decided I showed up enough that they should probably give me a job. I started there in ops and then ended up in doing the developer program, and that was a lot of fun. It was definitely my dream job. So, gonna miss this.
Hi. I was lucky enough to join Bear soon after it began beta. I first loaded into Setter's Camp, and I had a pocket full of bear bucks. I was determined to spend it all right away, and bought myself a new set of clothes. After that, I started exploring the camp, and I just kept exploring since then. There's always been something new to discover and something new to see. It really has been an amazing experience to be able to watch the world as it's grown and evolved over the years. And I'm glad I was part of it there and all it had to offer.
Okay, well, things I liked the best, I came into there and saw Francis's movie and knew there were some adults in here and wandered around for quite a while before I found them. And then when I found the adult community, just the fantastic people, the inventiveness, the ways to have fun in the games themselves. I mean, just every bit of it. This with the people. That's the best thing of all.
So I would say the most important lasting thing to me is obviously the friendships, all the different people I've met. When I first joined, one of the people I met was from Sweden, and I thought it was so amazing that it was such a worldwide thing. When my daughter went to do flat sailing, she got to send her flat sailing to Sweden, to England, California. It was really amazing, and it was all because of all the people I met in there. My favorite thing to do in there was to explore, and I would just wander around and look at all the different art in the world. It amazed me, all the work that went into it, and I felt like I was enjoying a creation someone made to share with everyone, and I just loved it.
Hi, my name is Mr. Fixit. I've been in there for roughly 7 years almost. there's a lot of things I've done in here. I've made a lot of clothing and other items in game. Been involved with all kinds of various groups in here and met many friends over the years, and you met some of them in real life. I've also made several other movies in here. One of them actually won an award in real life, which is pretty cool. One of the things I'm probably going to miss about this place is I've made a lot of good friends in here and had all kinds of crazy late night parties and really good times in the game over the years. And it's definitely going to be missed.
I'm going to cry because I know I will, because that's me. Um, hmm. Let's see. I love there.com. I have made so many good friends here, and it's the first virtual world I ever tried. And in the same week that I tried there, I also tried Second Life, and I was there for maybe a total of 5 minutes and decided that I had no reason to ever go back there again. I really enjoyed the cartoon nature of there.com, but most of all, the people were so helpful. People went out of their way to lend me vehicles to make sure I knew how to ride them. Within my first week, a guy took me out over by Dune Valley and taught me how to use the board for stunting, and I loved it. And I rode my board all the time, and then I found Artie owned the shoot ball court, and I used to log in and out there, and I would, he would set up games like land on the balloon or knock the buggy out of jail, and, you'd try to use the ramps to get your buggy to certain goals and be the first one to do it. No real prizes, just kind of fun little games to do, and I just loved it. And just by my nature, I always help people do whatever I know how to do, and so I found myself helping new members. And then seemed like no time that I had been playing there for a year, and that was back when you had to pay to be a basic member. That's what I did. I was a basic member, but I was submitting designs because the basic package back then was different. And I really loved that, and it really helped me with my graphic design and other things. And anyway, with the helping new members, I eventually ended up becoming a greeter also, which I really loved. And everybody thinks I'm not like this, so I guess it's good that I'm crying. Greeter Josie really helped me so much. She is such an excellent team leader that she's helped me so much, not just in game, but in my personal life, and how to manage volunteers and how to help people know that you see them as valuable. And maybe I'm not great at that, but she certainly helped me improve. And I am, hold on, let me change it into red hand. There we go. Anyway, that I've met in there.com have been of such high quality for the most part. And that's what keeps me coming back, is just the friendliness and caring nature of the people. And even just sitting out there waiting to come in here, I'm seeing people that I met my first week in there. I see Joe Blow and Dweeb, and I've seen Artie, and I've seen, who else? There have been a few others that I've seen this week that I met the very first week I was in there, and I see so many people that become productive members of the fabric of wherever they are, and this is where they were, so it made it a really wonderful place. And I've loved hosting my talent show, and I always look forward every week to see what somebody was going to bring and sing at the show and perform at the show. And anyway, so I've been in there since October of 2004, and I've been hosting Varian Idol since 2006, and I was Greeter Anna for 3.5 years, and it's not easy to say goodbye, and I don't want to, but I have to. And it's not the job I'll miss, it's the people.
Okay. Well, as a 6.5-year vet there, I guess I can say I really get to watch the place grow, just like I get to watch my daughter grow to the point where she's now old enough to have her own avatar. I love the fact that I've got to watch this place go from where everybody hung out in the boneyard to where new islands are created, like Aurora and CC Metro. I really miss seeing the friends on here, but I know I'm going to get to keep them as we leave. But I guess truly the big things I'll miss are their things, unique things like the buggy races and their games. I definitely can say I was honored to be able to host the last event of the last of their games. I guess that's a sad thing to look at now. But I really miss seeing you guys in this world, and look forward to seeing you and the others out there.
Hello, I'm Kiki261982. I've been on the game for a little bit over a year. I'm also an island guide for almost a year, and I love it. I love all the IGs. My favorite thing of there that I will miss will probably be the dancing. I dance with at Partyopolis neighborhood, and they play your radio music. So yeah, I'll miss everybody that I met. I met a lot of great people, and I will love there forever.
I joined there in 2007, and it's been great ever since. I am saddened by the fact that there is closing down on March 9th. There will always have a special place in my heart. 2007 was a very difficult year for me. In January, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I was suffering from depression. And during the course of my depression, I discovered there. And there helped me big time in the sense that I got to meet and socialize with people that I wouldn't have otherwise in the real world. I developed friendships from folks across the country, from all over the globe, global community, and it's unfortunate that, with the economy going the way that it's been going, that there has to suffer and lose out on business and cherished friends and great memories. Hopefully there can come back. I don't know, but if it does, I'll be one of the first people in line ready to return back to home. There will hopefully be no other there.
I don't know really what to say, to be honest, because theirs is like my home, my secondary home. Like the staff members, you guys have all been the best, and I don't know what else to say because you guys were always there for us members, and whenever we are in trouble or we have any questions, you guys were right there for us, and we were able to get answers in a matter of seconds. Thank you so much, Michael Wilson, for putting the time and trying to get Coke to fix their pages. And even though I could have been a little bit more easier and less buggy, I didn't mean to bother you in any way. You've done so much for this world, making us with the user-friendly, the welcome walkway, and so many other things you've done. It's really great. I really love the interactive objects that I was working on one until they're closed, but you've done so much, you and the staff, and I'm very thankful of it. Thank you.
I'm really going to miss this game a lot. I've made a lot of friends on here. I live in a neighborhood that's full of my friends, and we plan on the last night to all go to our community center and all sit there and wait for it to be over. Lately people have even been a lot more friendlier and coming up and asking to keep in contact. I'm an older person, and I've learned how to use the computer on this game. And I've met a lot of other people that are older, and also I've met a lot of it's to me it's a shame that we have to lose this game. We've been researching other games to go to as a group, and out of all of them, this is the easiest one to use and the most friendly and easiest to get around in. I love exploring the different islands. I pretty much know them all by heart. If somebody asks me, how to get to a place, I can take them there. It's just so sad to see it go.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Sammy1000. I had started in January 2005. My friend Puddlefish had tried to get me out earlier, but didn't want nothing to do with it. And the vehicles were something that I really liked a lot, the hoverboats and the buggies and the boards, and to come out. And I thought, okay, well, I'll come out here and relax for a while. I had people like Isolina and a few others, Amy Aileen had been out even earlier, showed me around the beginning, gave me cool stuff like these Levi's 501s, and I had no idea what they actually gave me as a noob, but I guess their instincts was right. I stayed around for a long time. And so I just thought I'd come out to there and have fun and enjoy getting to know people. But one of my friends, Isolina, talked me into starting a Christian club, since I am. And that's when I started Christian Friends of There, which I'm wearing the t-shirt. And we started with 2 people, and we ended up with close to 700 by the time we were done. And over the 5 years, the thing that I liked a lot was getting to know all the people. We've had real life gatherings in Ohio with people from 2005 on. Each year we've had 1, sometimes 2, and the relationships is the biggest thing. We get to know the people, we talk to them, just communicate, and that's the biggest part of there that will be, well, it won't be missed because we do know the people. So we'll stick together and talk to them as we go forward. We've created fan websites like at Sammy1000.com where it's got all the stuff we did at the club and pictures, and even Francis 7, we have tons of movies hosted out there, so enjoy. Some of the, just over the years, just having fun building stuff for people, pazzes and things for newbies and members to play on, and people from the club and just whoever, and all the exploring, the tours we would do. It just is an exciting world. It's not just the forum in which we enjoy each other's, but we will continue on, no problem. And one of the biggest things that happened in the last year and a half was that my wife found me on there.com. She found me on Classmates, but I had a point to a website that ran a Christian club on there.com. So she thought, I'll go check them out. Well, she checked me out, and then we've been married since June of 2009. So that was an awesome thing. And so there has been important to me both in my Christian faith and my family life and personal life and everything. So that part will be greatly missed, but it is happy times that we got to know the people, and from my point of view, everyone seems to be getting in contact with each other, and we'll continue on after this. So God bless everyone. And
Okay, well, I think the thing I remember the most was Hog Rider and his wife. I think her name was Racer, on Halloween. And Rick and I went downstairs to see what was down there. And all of a sudden, this zombie sort of thing started coming at us, and I ran out of there. It just scared the bejeebies out of me. But they did such an excellent job. It was really, really good, Hog Rider and his wife. And then the Stray Cats and the Giggles team, all the dancers, all of them really did an excellent job. I really enjoyed going to see them and dance. And all the people that are here. Kitty with her things on Saturday night. And I guess Rick there. I guess him. I think that's about it.
Hi, I'm Dietry, and I used to work for McKenna Technologies as a graphic designer. What I did usually was the banners, some of the homepage updates, and a lot of the specialty shops. So I really liked doing the themed events banners that you would see under their central activities and happening now as a job. But before I was a graphic designer at McKenna Technologies, I started I started using there.com as a member, and I still remember a lot of the people and enjoyed just hanging out and talking to everybody. And I didn't really get too serious with there as a member. I didn't do any of the designs for clothing or anything like that except for a McDonald's and burglar. But mostly I love just being silly and making people laugh, and it's just so light-heartening, if that's even a word. But that's what I remember the most about there, and I plan to just continue with my own art and hopefully become an independent artist thereafter.
The humans are all gone. Now this world is all ours.
Hi, Varians. For me, it's all about the questing. It's been a quest to meet folks, do things, see things to do. And there's a special person I'd like to talk about, and that's Francis Seven, because he came up with the Invisible Quest Kit patch, that rose. That sent me on my way. And thank you very much for that, Francis. And thank you all Variants, the developers, the gamers, the creepers, the cool people I've met. I'm not even going to start naming names. But thank you for all the education that has been offered to us. It has been a great quest. Y'all take care now.
Hi, my name is always Angie, and I've been in game for 2.5 years. I'm a Coke Abbey. I came from a game called Coke Studios, and my favorite thing in the game is my underground nightclub that I worked really hard and built, and I love it, and have awesome parties. And I'm going to miss everybody, Clanker, Powell, Corona, Mitz, and all the IGs. And thank you for this opportunity.
Hi, my name is Hugslot. I've been in there since 2003 in February. And I was one of the first newbie helpers. I helped out all the people coming in just as we were ending beta. And I've met tons of people who all appreciated my help and the things I helped them out with and getting them acclimated into the game. And since then, I've made long-term friendships even outside of the world, even though I stopped becoming a regular around 2006. But even then, I've always thought that Vera would still be there for me to get onto whenever I felt like it, so I can meet up with my old friends if I don't know them anywhere else outside the world. But now that Vera's closing, I feel like I'm grabbing for finals to get all my contacts and all my old friends. And pretty much almost everybody I've met over the last 7 years now, I've been able to get in contact with. But if there's anybody out there I haven't been able to contact with since theirs closed and you're watching this video, just give me a holler. I'm pretty much hugs a lot in almost any virtual community you can find. See you later, people.
What I like about there, I like the people. The people were about the only thing I really liked. I mean, it had my problems, but, you know, it was the people that made it a success.
All right. Let's see. I joined just about a year ago, and I think the two things that attracted me to there were, one was it's just a wonderful place to explore, and the other one was just the people. I'd be wandering around in the middle of nowhere and somebody would step up to me and offer me the use of their buggy or their plane or whatever, and I was just amazed by that. I've, once I explored, then I started trying out buggies and trying different things, and finally started singing, and I haven't sung for a while, and that was just a real good venue for me to get back into singing. So that's been something that I'm really thankful for is from there.
I think what I will miss most in there, or what I enjoyed most in there, there were two things, and that would be questing. All the quests at the Adventure Quest Club were just so wonderfully talented writers that came up with amazing quests and took you on amazing adventures every single week. It was just so much fun. I will truly miss that, and I have enjoyed them. I started questing in October. I joined in September of 2003, and I started questing just like 2 months later, and I have been doing it ever since. So for the last 7 years. The other thing that I'm going to really miss is CCR, and that's cross-country racing. I'm going to really miss flipping my buggy and landing on a barrel, I've hosted those, I've raced those, I've created the races, and it just was so much a part of my life every Friday for the last 7 years. And I will truly miss doing it, hosting it, and seeing all the people have so much fun. And that's going to be really the hardest part. And the only other thing I really wanted to say was thank you to all my Varian friends. You made my life really special these last few years.
What do we love about there?
U-O-T. I'm really glad. Hi, I'm Ollie, and I'm really glad my voice is working for this. And that Francis asked me to. Anyway, I have many favorite memories in there. It's really, really hard to pick just. But let me see. I think I didn't realize it at the time, but my first memory started the first night I logged into there, which was back in April of 2003, and I've never been in this kind of world before, so I didn't have a clue what the menu was, what the toolbar was, and it was very frustrating. At the time, they had helpers in World that would help you, and so I remember hitting the help button. I think it was the orange button, and asking for help, and helper Loki came to my rescue and introduced me to one of the volunteer guides at the time. They had a group in here called the Volunteer Tour Guides, I think, and it was Device that came and helped me, and I had the best time that night. It was my first time. He spent hours with me, showing me all over there, and it was, I fell in love with there that first night, and it never stopped, and I got really addicted to it very quickly, and I had such a good impression about the volunteer tour guides from Device that I think it was a month later I signed up. I wanted to join that and do what they did, and I got in. I was really happy, and I remember Vivi, you were in it too. Anyway, that was my first really, really happy memory, and I've never forgotten that first night. My favorite helper was Helper Loki, because he was the one that really helped me that first night, and he helped me. Another really fond memory I have is when I was new, and I was at the Change Me, and my boobs got too big, and the slider bar got stuck, and I couldn't get it back to normal. I couldn't get it back to normal, and so I called for help, and I was Helper Loki again, and I asked for help, and he was really sweet. He actually came to the Change Me station and was sitting there, and I didn't even know it until I got off the stand, and he talked to me about not worrying about it and just having fun, and he was really sweet, and he gave me my first hoverboard, and I loved, that was probably my favorite thing to do, was hoverboard when I was new. So that was in the beginning, and over the years there's been so many memories. Let me see, when they did that big fundraiser at, when was it, Valentine's Day? I can't remember, 2004, sometime around there, and I won the auction, and I got this, actually, the auction was, the highest bidder got to kiss Steve Victorino, and I won. And I was so happy, and I got to kiss him, and I was like, oh my God. And there was another fundraiser we did, I think, after that, and I got to kiss Vash, which was really cool. And I met some, I think the sweetest thing about there is you really develop strong bonds with people that just don't leave you. And you're one of them, Vivi, Francis. I love Francis. And if I love Francis, of course I love you, Vivi, and Disky, and there's Rickpa, and there's Banshee Kate, and for staff there's Mackie and Vash and Alex, and what I love about there is the sounds, the beautiful sounds. I just love listening to that. And there's so many things. I don't want to leave anything out, and I think I'm going to leave stuff out that I wish I would have said.
I really can't pick one thing about there that I absolutely love. I mean, I could say hover packing because I like flying around in a hover pack, or I could talk about my movies, but I talk about my movies enough. I think actually, you know, I think my favorite thing in there were the foxes that I created. I honestly think I had just a great time designing them. It was a real challenge to learn how to make a 5-node prop. I was the first person in there to build a prop that had that many nodes. And I think it came out pretty good. I made orange foxes and gray foxes. We had a couple parties. We had like a party where we unveiled the foxes, and later on we had another party when we had the unveiling of the male goth gray fox. That was a real popular item. Had, like, you know, spiked collar around the tail and piercings and all kinds of stuff like that. And I just had a great time designing the costumes. This one over here, Mercuria did. The one in the background there, that's one of Disky's designs. And Disky helped with almost all the costumes. So I was just about to start branching off and getting other designers to put their stuff over the fox base. That was one of the biggest problems, is you had to have a top that covered everything and a bottom that covered everything, and there really weren't too many choices of how you could do that, unfortunately. It wasn't like we could just color our skin orange or gray. That would have made life so much nicer. But yeah, I was just getting ready to make some other animals. I was going to do a skunk, and then a snow leopard, I think would have been my next one, and a wolf. There was one person who really wanted a wolf, and I promised her I'd make one, you know, basically a fox with a completely different muzzle and ears and a shorter tail, smaller. I just never got the time, and I think that's a really big shame. I've sold a ton of these things over the years. I even made one that had like dancing light stick kind of things in its hand so you could dance around with it, and I made one that had flowing animated pink hair. That was way cool. Anyhow, I'm Francis 7, and that's the thing I'm proudest of in there.
Well, when I first started playing there, hoverboarding was my favorite thing. And when the first custom-made hoverboard came in, I just fell in love with them. This one here is the very first one I've ever owned. Since then, I have an inventory filled with all sorts of things, you know, cars and hoverboards, bikes, and all sorts of stuff. And you know what they say, you can't take it with you. But the thing I love most about there are the people. And I'm going to miss them the most.
Okay, cool. So, hi, my name is Weddy, and I joined way back in 2003 during the beta, and I was a member of the Papua class. And what that means, for those of you who weren't around then, back in those days, they assigned a different name to each class, and I always thought that Papua was some sort of exotic fruit, but actually it's an island, as in Papua New Guinea. But it doesn't matter what it is. All the others were islands too. That was their theme. But the fact is that back in those days, each week had an identity, and it was called a class, and we all got a special shirt. I'm wearing it for this interview. And it was really special back then. I guess our class was a little strange, and it was my fault because I was so excited about being given a class and an identity that I went around and I made everybody who was a Papuan sign up and join a club for Papuas, and I held lots of parties and tried to keep us cohesive, and for at least the first year, I think most of the Papuas were pretty close, and we were a family. And to me, there is all about family. So none of you have ever heard my voice before, so this is what I sound like, and I'm going to miss you all. I'm going to miss particularly the ones that I knew, but even the ones that I never got a chance to meet, you know. I'm going to miss the fact that I never got a chance to meet you. So I hope you all have a great time, and there's 2 forums that I know of. I think somebody mentioned a third one, but I can't remember. But if you belong to Facebook, you should join Their Refugees and Life After There. And there's a forum for people who aren't in Facebook, and my mind is blanking on it. And so that was useless. But, you know, try and keep in touch. That's the best thing that there could leave behind, is the fact that, you know, we can still be friends. There was beautiful, and there will never be anything like it. But at least we can stick together. Bye.
Okay, this is the last day in there.com. I'm feeling very sad and very heavy and trying to deal with it here. You know, I discovered there from a magazine. One day, Discover magazine came to the door, and I saw the article about there.com, and I ran to my husband. I lost my breath. I said, "There, you have got to get me in there." And he upgraded my machine so that I could, and I got accepted to the beta, and I was so excited and so happy, because all my life I had been looking for a portal to another dimension. I looked for it when I was a child under the basement stairs. I knew it was there somewhere from reading books like Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And when I found there, I knew I had finally found this thing I had been looking for all my life. It was a real portal to another dimension. And I have been entranced by this whole concept ever since. Now, prior to being in there, I had been exercising my digital art skills by designing paper dolls. But after finding there.com, I realized I could be doing dolls in 3D. I learned how to build in 3D after I painted clothing. And I do have to say I could not have learned what I did without the community of designers and the developer group and the wonderful staff. I'd like to say a personal thank you to Sunny Sunblock for his infinite patience and especially for Gen Explorer, without which I could never have kept track of the over 1,500 submissions that I've had in the last 7 years. To my customers, you are all so the best, and I can't thank you enough for supporting me and my designs and my work. It means the world to me, and you have helped me. You have all helped me more than you know. So thank you very much. And a thank you to Dreamweaver for sponsoring my first submissions and for being my best friend all these years. And to Francis and Diski and Rickpa, I'm going to relive the hoverboat trips we took in my mind. They were so relaxing and beautiful. I'll miss there, but I'm going to be taking so much with me. Goodbye, everyone. I love you.
Oh, go right ahead anytime anytime you're ready.
Oh, I'm obviously I'm used to talking only when you say action.
All right, action.
Yeah, and also I'm not quite sure what to say without a screenplay either, so I don't know how this is going to pan out. But hi, I'm Rick Slick, and I'm awesome. Unfortunately, there's only about probably 70 more hours of me being awesome here and there, so I just wanted to say a few words about their experience, and then the lights go out, and I think we all run off to somewhere else. Actually, I haven't logged into there for a while, and I came to there in 2003 after a long stint of being addicted to EverQuest. So I thought I'd get out of EverQuest and completely become unaddicted, and of course I found there, and the addiction returned, and I was pretty much on every night, so I'm not sure what the point of that was, but it was just same thing, different place. And met great people like Francis Seven here and Diski, and we made lots of cool movies for everyone to enjoy, and that was actually, in real life something that I always had some sort of secret ambition in doing, was being in the movie business, writing screenplays and stuff. So clearly that was never going to work out in real life, but there gave me a chance to do that for this small community, and hopefully you found us entertaining, and that we made you laugh, and some of those movies were among my favorite times in there, helping create them and write them and acting in them, and seeing everyone's responses to them. Also met very special people in there, like Raven Tresses, who we actually met up in real life. And I think that was pretty much the only person in there I've met up with, but we had a good time, and we became very special best friends forever, and still best friends to this day. So without there I would not have met her, so thank you there for that. And just in closing, because I'm sure Francis will have to edit out a lot of this to keep me under a minute here, I would just like to wish everyone luck in finding a new community to be a part of, and it was fun while it was lasted, and thanks to their staff, for especially Michael Wilson, for keeping this open for so long and for caring so much about us. I think we all really appreciate that, even though it's been ending on a sour note with short notice on the closing here, but thank you for at least giving us some notice, and see you on the flip side.
To those of you I've gotten really close to, you know what a heartbreak this is for me. I just want to say thanks for all the good times. We've shared a lot of laughs and tears, and the adventures were amazing. Night or day, I knew I could find a friend here. And my very real heart has gone out to my real and true friends in this beautiful virtual world. And if it's okay, Francis, I'd like to sing a song to send everyone on their way.
Sure, you bet.
All right. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. I'm really going to miss you guys.
I am Mercuria, and I've been with There for 7 years. And I think what I'm going to miss the most here are my friends, of course. I've made some lifetime friends here, and it's amazing to think that you can make friends in a virtual world and carry these friends with you outside into the real world. I'm going to miss deving for There, making stuff. I recently came back after a small hiatus, and I'm just amazed at the technology, at the new developments. And I'm going to miss all the opportunities of making new things for There, because the artwork here by the members is just so beautiful, and it's just such a shame that it's going to go away tonight. I wish that There would last forever. We all thought that it would last forever, and I know a lot of us neglected it, and we feel really guilty about that, but there's nothing any one of us could have done to make There survive any longer. All we can do is just take our memories with us and make sure that we keep our friends really close. I guess that's what I'm going to miss the most, is the friends and the developer program. Those two things kept me going through some really rough times. I just wish everyone the best, and I hope that people find a place to land and make new friends and continue their old relationships.
Being There by Rinran. There is like what I think heaven will be. No one can die, nothing gets dirty. There can be boring or interesting. You can stand in lines if you want to, or play with doggies. You can go to Dark Tier or hover Saja Land, hang out at the cannery, or explore all the lands. There has hoverboats, hover packs, hover bikes and boards, buggies, TUVs, Scions, and other cars, board tricks that kick, and wheels really roll, but they're above and beyond other virtual worlds. Lovely abbeys who move with both joy and with ease, type in cartoon bubbles, or voice with expressions to please. Storybook lands with real stories to share, unpredictable doggies cute beyond compare. Oh, there is no end to the fun that is there, but there's only for those who are special and rare, who do not like rules, and those who will dare to make up their own and know what to do. They do not need guidance. Upon that they pooh-pooh. I could go on, but my hours are few. Must run and have fun before closing is due. But I will return, and if you like, so will you, for There will be back. Mark my word, it is true.